Okay, so if you're trying to get your team more aggressive, these are some drills that you can run with your team. So first off, in this first drill, what we are going to be having is basically one-on-one. The ball handler has to get that ball to the three-point line, but he has to stay within the width of that key. Now, if that defensive player steals that ball, that offensive ball handler will then have to do push-ups. If the ball handler is able to come back and score, the defense then has to do push-ups, 10, 15, 20, whatever it may be. Now, if you go out of bounds, for example, right here, Emmanuel went out of bounds, he needs to then, of course, then turn around and then do push-ups, as he's doing right here. Now, the reason behind this drill is to be able to dribble the ball under pressure within a certain distance. So, for example, if you're being pressured and you want to stay up the middle of the court, then this is a perfect drill if you've got nobody to pass to be able to then, of course, be able to handle the ball in a tight situation with a very good or tight defender. Now, in this next drill, we're going to be having a player play deny defense, trying to not allow that player to get that ball. They can do cuts on either side trying to get open. You can have it so that they just go one side, for example, hero to the wing, or you can have it so that they just need to try to get open. This, for one, is going to allow them to learn how to get open in game, but also as a defender to stick with that man to be able to disallow the player from getting the ball. Also, it helps with layups. For example, here, Emmanuel misses, but he had a really good game right after this practice. He ended up having 9 points, 9 rebounds, and 9 blocked shots. Almost a triple-double with blocked shots. And this drill overall is fantastic to learn how to, of course, get open in basketball. Getting open is not always the easiest thing, but also as a defender to try to stay with that offensive player so that that offensive player can't get that ball. Now, what I really want to try and see here is layups. I don't want to see too many shots. I also want to see players be able to attack the basket with very few amounts of dribbles. Here we have a U14 player going up against one of the top players, in my opinion, in Ontario, and he was able to get a bank shot. So good job, Andrew. Here, I really wanted to point this out with Jude, and with Jude, he was, of course, he got blocked, but what I really wanted to point out is this slight push with the body right there. As long as he doesn't extend his arms, which he didn't, that's usually not classified as a foul, and of course, it's hard to score against somebody who's 6'3". Here we have the replay of Andrew going slow motion. And I just want to point out he was able to get that shot. Emmanuel was expecting him to drive, but he took the shot, which was fantastic. Now, this next drill is great for strength, but also for agility, be able to move faster and be able to box out as well. Here we have player one-on-one box out. You're just trying to get that ball. Eventually, you can go into turning it into a shot and trying to recover. But what we are really trying to do here is to try and make it so that you want to move quickly back and forth, side to side, to try to get around and really fight for that ball. At the same time, the defense or the box out man has to fight for that ball. He doesn't want to use his arms to hold the man back. He wants to be able to use his back to be able to keep that other player from getting that ball. This is a fantastic drill if you're trying to turn your team into a more aggressive team. I like coaching aggressive teams. I like teams who are willing to sacrifice their body to, of course, dive and go for that ball. At the end of workouts, if my players can dunk the ball, which these guys can, then we go through a couple of dunks, whether they be soft or hard type of dunks, it doesn't matter. And, of course, players who can almost get up there, we want to try and push them to get up there as well. And then we go into, of course, these mid-range shots over top of a long defender. These were great shots by Jude, so fantastic job. And this is just overall fun. If you're looking for practice plans with your team, make sure to go check out the link down in the description below. And if you want to jump higher, also there's a jump program down there too.